in terms of cascading whatever information you have gotten here, taking back, so that you become a resource person also to others. Let it show that you have gone through some kind of retraining professionally, so that people will begin to see you. And that is the joy that we have, because NIEPA is known for that. That is our mandate, to sharpen your tools so that when you go back, you begin to do things differently. And so we would hope that after 5 days we'll be able to do that. We have 2 distinct groups here. One group is dealing with the early childhood. Before this time, we know government didn't see that as a priority. But thank God for the Honorable Minister that we now have, who has passion for driving education to where it ought to be. We have heard too many stories of education is falling, the standard is falling. Somebody has to take it from falling, and that is why you are here. So the earlier we catch them, the better it is. For those of you who are Christians, or even my brothers from the other divide, it says that train up a child in way that child, so that when he grows, he will not know. And so when you catch them very little, it is not likely that it will deviate. And so that is why government is now emphasizing the need for us to begin to look at those little ones that we think didn't matter, but that they actually matter. Because if the house doesn't have a good foundation, the house will collapse. No matter how beautiful that house turned out to be, the foundation determines how strong that house is going to stand the test of time. So that is why we are now looking to look at education as a core actually advancing education. For those of you who are here for the whole school management issue, before now it was business of somebody coming to say to you, you're not properly dressed, you're not properly groomed, you're not properly. So now we have internal mechanism. We are now judging ourselves. We are now looking at ourselves, so that when others come, they either collaborate with us or they tell us areas where we think we are lacking. And so we need to have that empowerment, where you are able to look at the mirror and see your image. Are you actually doing what is right? And so if you are not, because you are not self-evaluating yourself, and I think that is a tool, because the man who doesn't know his abilities is not what to be a man. And I'm not saying men here, I am saying human. So every day you wake up, get that mirror and look at yourself. Am I good? What am I doing? Is it right? And unless you tell yourself, I am good to go, you are then deceiving yourself. And I think that is what has really brought us to where we are in terms of education. Because we portray the fact that we are doing our best. Our children are the ones, we blame the children, we blame the parents, we blame the teachers, we blame policy makers and all of that. Meanwhile, you tell yourself you are the best. But I always say to people, Nigeria is a big puzzle, and every one of us is a chip to make up that full puzzle. So if one chip is lacking or not fitting properly, that country called Nigeria is not complete. So take it from me that every one of us seated here has a role to play in bringing the educational system to where we want to bring it. I listened to somebody, a radio program, and all you keep hearing is the educational system is down and down. We've heard that. It has become a rhetorical slogan, isn't it? But something has to be done. We need to change. We need to begin to be more proactive. We need to begin to see ourselves as part of the drivers. Not only the head teachers, not only the teachers, but that everyone matters. Every child counts. And so we hope that after 5 days that we will groom you, that at the end of the day, you'll be able to have some kind of change. And that is why NIEPA not only just stop at trying to empower you, we also follow you up to see how you are carrying this information that we have been able to impart on you in terms of your everyday running and activities. So we're going to have to do that. So this is how NIEPA comes into play, and this is how we are fitting into the Federal Ministry of Education, passion to drive the educational system to a better, global acceptable level. So I thank you again for coming, and for those of you who are coming to NIEPA for the first time, by the time after 5 days, I am sure you will have a good story to tell others who didn't come. So you will be the envy of those who couldn't make it to NIEPA. Once again, I welcome you, and I declare this welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma. Another apology, Ma, from your boy. Thank you. Because sometimes if you send me to Ministry of Education, by the time I get there now, it's another challenge. They will say that you are the one. But don't worry, man. When how you greet our people, who will look for one rapper for you, maybe Hollandis, so that next time you appear like them when you are getting. Thank you very much. At this juncture, I want to call on the representative of Ministry of Education for the goodwill message. You're welcome, man. And then the office of the Special Assistant to the President on MSDG to get prepared. You're welcome.
The Director General and Chief Executive of NIEPA, Professor Salam William, other dignitaries of the high table, please permit me to stand on this protocol. I am delighted to be given this opportunity to deliver this goodwill message on behalf of Federal Ministry of Education at the SDGs training program on whole school management for caregivers and head teachers and child care development at Ondo. The collaboration of the Federal Ministry of Education with National Institute for Educational Planning and Administration on capacity building of head teachers commenced in 2011 under MDG's program, and it has continued to train the teachers under NCG. The objective for this collaboration is to improve the professional and leadership quality of head teachers, enhance administrative skills, and ensure uniform quality and standard of schools management, which the ministry cherishes so much. Without effective management, our schools will not perform and produce children that will compete globally. So we have an emphasis on this leadership management skill that we must instill to our head teachers, which they will cascade down to their colleagues. The beneficial participants since inception has been appreciating the Federal Ministry of Education and NIEPA because they said the knowledge have helped to improve their exposure to new initiatives for global competitiveness. I am optimistic that this present trend, which is whole school management for caregivers and head teachers and early child care development, will greatly equip you participants with the desired management skills for a better leadership style, and this will be communicated to other colleagues as you go back to your various destinations. On behalf of the Federal Ministry of Education, I wish you to commend the NIEPA, on behalf of the Federal Ministry of Education, I wish to commend the NIEPA management for bringing bring new initiatives, new innovations, which we possibly impart on the participants. And I want to enjoin them to ensure that the nominees for the training are those that needed it and have more years before retirement. Most times, they're like the challenges we do have previously. You find out that it's always those that have participated earlier that do come for the program. So that's why we want to emphasize this, so that it will always be a new set of people that will benefit the program, despite the daunting challenges you may be expecting, may be envisaging. Special commendation goes to the Director General and Chief Executive of NIEPA. I heard someone say the mama. So the mama of NIEPA, Professor Lilian Salami, for her numerous achievements in changing the face of the college and providing conducive training environment for the head teachers. You can believe me that by the time you finish this training, you will want to come again, because this environment is good. It's good to me. I don't know about you. I also appreciate the dignitaries present for attendance, the resource persons and participants for their effort and commitment that they will exhibit by the time of this training. And we hope that at the end of the lesson, the more important thing to the ministry is that you be the master trainer, train the trainers, so that when you go back, you know, due to paucity of funds, and you should know that this hall may not contain all the head teachers if we are to bring them here. So for those of you that are having the privilege, we want you to go back and train as much head teachers as you can. And also, you also do a caregiver to your development, give them information about caregiver so that they will be able to handle our children very well. At the end of this, unless we do this, that's when our objective will be achieved. And I want to thank you for listening. Thank you very much.
I want to call on the representative of the Senior Special Assistant President of SDG. You're welcome, sir.
Before my goodwill message, I thank God Almighty for granted all of us joining mercy to this place, and also appreciate the Director General for the good work he's doing in NIEPA. May God continue to strengthen her in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Adejoke Adefilele at the Capital Project Workshop on Early Child Care Development and Educational and the Whole School Management for the head teachers and caregiver holding at the National Institute for National Planning and Administration from today 21st to 25th of January 2019. The Director General, the representative of the Federal Ministry of Education, the entire management of NIEPA, the participants, please permit me to stand on existing protocols. I bring warm greetings from the Office of Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goal of SAP SDG. And I wish to express my profound appreciation to the Director General and Chief Executive and the entire management of NIEPA for the commitment towards empowering the Nigeria head teachers with the new management skills and knowledge that will enhance the administration of the school, especially on early child care development and education and the whole school management. The concept of the ECCD is a care, protection, stimulation, and learning promoted in the children from age 0 to 4 years in nursery school. The EECDE is well embedded with SDG Goal 4, Target 4 and 2, which clearly stated that the number country must ensure that by 2030, all girls and boys have access to quality early childhood development, care and primary education, so that they can ready for primary education with a view to achieve the SDG goal objective of leave no one behind. As we flag off this capacity building workshop today, let us remember the need to address some challenges confronting the teaching and learning of ECCDE in our schools. Among which are inadequate capacity building of personnel in the field of ECCDE, inadequate training, caregivers, unconducive and unfriendly school environment, inadequate specialized and infrastructural material, low political will, and poor funding of ECCDE project and program in Nigeria. Hence, there is a need for a whole school management WSM plan that provides a mechanism for more effective management of available resources at the school level, in addition to providing the school management with the various forms of support to enhance the administration of the school. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals also recognize the crucial role of the head teachers and teachers in attainment of SDGs, as it is clearly stated in SDG Goal 4, sub-target 4C, that by 2030, substantially increase the supply of qualified teachers, including through international cooperation of teachers training in developing countries, especially least developed countries and some island developed states. Though my office has been working in collaboration with the relevant stakeholders, such as UNICEF, NIEPA, NTI, NCCE, etc., on a key issue relating to SDG capacity building program for head teachers and teachers designed to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education delivery, especially in the area of ECCDE in Nigeria. In this regard, my Office of SAP SDG is planning tirelessly with the major stakeholders, both at the national and subnational, such as Federal Ministry of Education and its parastatals, international development partners, private sectors, CSO, corporate foundation, academia, for a number of activities to fast-track the attainment of inclusive and equitable quality education where no one will be left behind. Among which are conditional grant scheme, CGS to state and local government, which focuses on provision of ECCDE facility in the public schools, among others. My office is also collaborating with UNDP, UNIC, and other United Nations agencies in addressing the issues of ECCDE in Nigeria. This training will strengthen our commitment to work together as a policymaker, development and practitioners, professional, notable head teachers, caregivers, and concerned citizens in supporting of SDG that leave no one behind. I therefore encourage the participants to work hard to internalize the skill, acquire and apply same for the development of our various schools. I also encourage all the relevant stakeholders to come together to support the NIEPA to achieve the objective of SDG capacity building program on ECCDE and WSL by year 2030. My office will continue to support the institute to improve the quality of education in Nigeria as we leave no one behind. I wish you successful training and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate.
And
At this juncture, we are on the item number 13, as brief on workshop module arrangement or facilitation by Head of Department Training, person of Mr. James Fadoko. You are welcome, sir. Please, a round of applause. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Distinguished members of the high table, head of departments, our very articulate participants, the great NIEPA faculty. I really want to say a big welcome to all of you and to let you know the nature of the workshop we'll be having. Just like the representative of OSAP have said, that the focus is on SDG, and particularly in the education sector, we are focusing on GO4, which is looking at ensuring the inclusive, equitable quality education and lifelong learning. And so it's in the context of that that we have organized this workshop for head teachers and for caregivers. And when you look at learning achievement in Nigeria, you discover that what is coming out from our learning assessment is nothing to write about, but we need to actually equip the capacity of head teachers and teachers to be able to facilitate effective learning in the classroom. So for us in the NIEPA, the essence of this workshop is for us to share knowledge with you. It's going to be experience sharing. We are not lecturers, although we are in the Inter-University Center, but most of the time, what we do here is a practical-based learning that is focused on scenario building, case studies. We are going to share with you a lot of promising practices from PFID, from the World Bank, from GPs, from other programs, successful programs, and as well, we also want to learn from you because, like I said, this organization is noted for documenting very promising practice, which we can take note of and share with the policymaker in NCE. So, as much as possible, there is going to be a lot of practical section, like for ECCD, for instance, is going to be theory and practice. So most of you that are here, you should bring in your artistic hat because we are going to do a lot of improvisation, toy making, a lot of cutting, a lot of pasting. So really get ready because it's going to be very interesting. And for those who are in the old school management, it's a very interesting package. NIEPA has been known to be a center of excellence when it comes to old school management in Nigeria. We were there when DFID introduced old school development planning, and we were able to facilitate training of head teachers all over Nigeria. So it's really going to be an interesting opportunity for all of us that are managing schools. So a lot will be done. Possibly if there's opportunity, we can go and visit some schools. And we have also brought in people who can share experience with us from the private school. So it's really going to be very, very, very interesting. So I don't want to bore you with most of the details. We will get to the lecture hall so that we'll be able to share experience. But what I just want to beg you is that please make it participatory as much as possible. Nobody is going to teach you anything. We are only going to facilitate learning. So we'll expect your cooperation. And by the end of this week, you will be fully loaded with a lot of bundle of skills, knowledge, change of attitude, a lot of positive things that will transform the education sector in our state. So really,
decisions are taken before consultation, and then you sold to them. After you have come up with your decision, you should be able to convince them why you take that decision, so that they can buy into it. That is what we mean by persuasion. You are welcome for this new academic session. This is how we are going to run our classes this year. That is the proprietor talking now. And the reason why I have decided for us to have change in the way we are doing the business is because of this, and this. And this is my anticipated result when we put this into practice. And by the time you give them the pros and the benefit of that decision, you will see them key into it successfully. Persuasive.
Bring dry one.